a Helio G95 processor, 8 GB RAM, and a 90Hz refresh rate, full HD screen. The Infinix Note 10 Pro is a huge upgrade from the Infinix Note 8. Hello there, my name is Dominic and welcome to the Infinix Note 10 Pro unboxing and specification check. Later on in the video, I'm also going to check the sensors. But first, the unboxing. And this is the Infinix Note 10 Pro. I had already mentioned the Helio G95 processor. The other two big specifications are a 33-watt fast charger and a 64-megapixel quad camera setup at the back over here. So this is the 7-degree purple color of the Infinix Note 10 Pro. It has like two variations of the color. Both feel smooth to the touch. The power button over here also doubles up as the fingerprint scanner. So as that boots up, let us check the rest of the accessories. We have a customer information service card over here, SIM ejector tool, we have one gold coin bank from X Club, we have a free screen protector with a punch hole for the front camera over here, X-Pack registration process, and a flexible phone case over here. The other thing we can notice is that the Infinix Note 10 Pro has a USB Type-C port at the bottom over here. This is the 33-watt charger. And then we have the USB Type-C cable and hands-free headset over here. Let us now check the physical attributes of the Infinix Note 10 Pro. At the front, we have a single dot-in display front camera over here. This is a 16-megapixel front camera. At the top over there is the earpiece, which also doubles up as the second speaker. So the Infinix Note 10 Pro has dual speakers. At the bottom from your left, we have the 3.5mm audio jack, the microphone, the USB Type-C port, and the other speaker at the bottom over here. On the right side, we have the power button, which also doubles up as the fingerprint scanner and the volume buttons. At the back, we have the 64-megapixel quad camera setup with quad flash. And that's a sizable camera bump that you can see right over there. And finally, on the left side, we have the SIM tray that I'm going to remove right about now. So the Infinix Note 10 Pro is a dual nano SIM device with space for an extra SD card. The one thing that I can notice about the back cover is that it is a fingerprint and dust magnet. Just look at that. The only sensible way to use this phone is to use it with the provided phone case over here. In case you are wondering, this is not glass. This is shiny plastic. Let us take a look at the specifications. The Infinix Note 10 Pro has 8 GB RAM, 128 GB internal storage, 16-megapixel front-facing camera with dual flash, 64-megapixel quad camera setup at the back over here with quad flash. We have a Helio G95 processor, 5000 mAh battery capacity, a full HD screen with 1080 by 2460 screen resolution, and finally, this device runs on Android 11. Out of the 128 GB storage, only 10% has been utilized for the system, leaving you, the user, with 114 GB. And these are the interesting features that I saw on the drop-down menu. First of all, we have peak proof over here. With peak proof, you can actually set the opacity by moving these sliders either left or right. And you can actually set the area by moving these sliders either down or up. The other interesting feature is theft alert. And this alert will be triggered when charging is interrupted. You can stop it by unlocking the phone. So when someone unplugs your phone from the charger, it will ring an alarm. Let's take a look at the camera and camera features. But first of all, take a look at this icon over here. This icon is a better looking icon. Compare this camera icon to the icon on the Tecno Camon 17 Pro. The Infinix Note 10 Pro has a much better looking camera icon than the Tecno Camon 17 Pro over here. So first of all, given how big this smartphone is, 6.95 inches or 172 millimeters is quite big. So the Infinix Note 10 Pro has a 100 mode. You just swipe down anywhere on the camera screen downwards and you activate the 100 mode. So let's take a look at the picture sizes. This is in normal mode. And these are the picture sizes that we have. Primarily, we have 4:3, 1:1, and 20.5:9. If I select the 64 megapixel option over here, then the picture sizes will be much bigger. So if I select the 0.6 times zoom, this is the wide angle shot that is activated. And if I take a look at the picture sizes, then you can see that the wide angle camera lens is 8 megapixel. We've already seen wide angle photos. What about macro photos? For macro, you actually select it from over here, super macro. And what are the picture sizes? Picture sizes are 8 megapixel. So the macro lens is also 8 megapixel. So the macro and wide angle lenses are exactly the same lens. When it comes to video, the maximum quality that you can record is 4K at 30 frames per second. And we also have 1080p at 60 frames per second, which is very impressive over here. The other features in video that we have stabilization with ultra steady over here. What's the maximum quality with stabilization? The maximum quality with stabilization is 1080p at 30 frames per second. The other thing we have is bokeh effects. And lastly, we have video beauty mode over here. So let's take a look at the front camera. First of all, does the front camera have flash? Yes, we have flash. The dual flash, it seems, is located at the same place on the right side of the screen over here. When it comes to the front camera picture sizes, we have 16 megapixel as the highest quality at 4:3 aspect ratio. The maximum quality you can record using the Infinix Note 10 Pro's front camera is also 4K at 30 frames per second. It's also interesting that the front camera can also record at 1080p at 60 frames per second. Lastly, let us take a look at the sensors. I've downloaded this application on a CPU X, and we are going to first of all take a look at the CPU. So the Helio G95 processor is an Octa-core 2.05 GHz MT6785 processor, and the phone also has a Mali G76 MC4 GPU. So let's take a look at the sensors. So the Infinix Note 10 Pro has an accelerometer. It has an orientation sensor, which is available and working. We have a magnetic sensor. This time round, I have a magnet over here. And you can see the magnetic sensor is also available and working. We have a proximity sensor also available and working. A light sensor is also available and working. We have a rotation sensor, a gyroscope sensor, very important for gaming. And we also have a gravity sensor over here. You can see it's also available and working. The temperature, pressure, and humidity sensors are not available, but the game rotation sensor is available. And finally, we have the step detector and step counter sensors, which are available. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to know about the Infinix Note 10 Pro.